Yo, how's it going? I'm Adrian, and we're talking about something super important this week, which is actually a question, and it's, am I trans enough? This is something you might ask yourself, or you might hold yourself to standards where you think you have to do these things in order to be trans enough. Someone might have told you that you're not trans enough, or you might have experienced all of these, or some other kind of variation of it. And I'm sorry if you ever have, because if you identify as trans, you are trans. There's really no such thing as trans enough. If it does make you feel better, I of course want to assure you that you are trans enough, but the idea of there being such a thing as trans enough is transphobic, and this is something that we're told exists by the rest of society and trans people too. And unfortunately, trans people can have transphobic ideals. It's something that's hard to grasp for a lot of people, but we grow up in a society where cis is the norm and trans is the other. So we unfortunately have these transphobic ideals just instilled in us, and we have to face them. And it's an uncomfortable situation for a lot of people, and it's just a lot easier for them to just perpetuate the same hate and harmful things on other people and other trans people, and it's just easier for them. And it sucks so much because it's so restricting. It's you can't stick someone into this box of what they have to do in order to be themselves, like, because everyone's transition, whatever they do with that transition, um, is their choice, because it's what they have to do in order to feel comfortable with themselves. It's the transition they need to make for themselves. No transition is going to be the exact same because no person is the exact same. Um, what I need for myself in order to feel whole is not the same thing that my friends need. It's not the same thing that you might need. You can't tell someone that in order to be who they are, they have to have all of these things. They need to go through all of these things if they don't feel that's what they need to do in order to be themselves. And also, it's harmful because some people don't have the ability to have access to the things that they feel the need to be whole. Some people don't have the ability to have surgery. Some people don't have the ability to get on hormones. And while maybe they may still feel like that's something they need to do in order for that transition, you don't need to do that in order to be trans. You are still trans whether or not you can access those things. And we already are so caught up in how other people socialize with ourselves to hold ourselves to a standard to where we have to do certain things in order to be ourselves is even harder. I think my biggest thing, I think I say it all the time, is, and I think I've probably said it already, but no one tells you when you can be who you are. Your transition is your own journey to take. It's your own path because it's you who you are trying to complete. It's not anyone else. It's not for anyone else. And while we do want, we do want to be socialized as our gender, we don't need to do anything in order to earn that. We don't have to earn the right to be socialized as our gender, and that's something that's really hard for us to remember because we feel like we do. We're told by society that we do. We're told by our own community that we do. So I feel like it's really important to hear that we don't. I'll see you guys next week, and yeah.